All right, you've made it to lesson number 8. This is the final lesson in our 8 lessons lupus taught me from surviving to thriving with autoimmune disease. So if you are just coming into this video, you found it somewhere, then go back and watch the series because it probably is not going to make very much sense at this point as to what we're doing and why. So I am the author of 8 Lessons Lupus Taught Me from Surviving to Thriving with Autoimmune Disease. My name is Callie Stone, and I've taken the Change Your Story presentation that was on the road that we were doing to let people know across the country that you could thrive with autoimmune disease, not just survive. But of course, with 2020, it's just been that kind of a year, and it has been very challenging for everyone, and for those of us with autoimmune disease, it has been even more so. And so I feel like it's my responsibility to continue to share the message. And as I was surviving and really challenged with what was happening with my own immune system that I had completely and totally mastered and transformed and was thriving with, that took me down to my knees with all 3 of my autoimmune diseases flaring up, which I hadn't had all 3 of them flare up for over a decade. So that was the precipitous for the book, or for not for the book, but for this series of the book in video form, so that I could bring you along as I transformed myself once again from surviving to thriving, as I implemented the strategies and reminded myself of the basic core principles that I learned and I know how to implement, and sharing them with you and helping you keep me accountable as I help you through this journey as well. And so today is our final lesson, and as I mentioned last time, that this is really the one I still struggle with. And it's interesting to me because every year I pick a word of the year, and that word is what I want to focus on in the coming year. And so, you know, different times in my life, it's been different. It's been, you know, whatever it is I'm working on. And so I choose it like this time of year. Well, I choose it like in October, November, and then it takes effect in January, right? That's just one of my personal development things I do. And last year, around Thanksgiving probably, I chose love as my word for 2020. Because I felt like that was really where I needed to put my focus. I really wanted to work on relationships and bring more unconditional love into my life. And when I look at lesson 8, I think that's kind of ironic that 2020 is the year of love. Lesson 8. All you need is unconditional love. So I give the condition of unconditional love as lesson 8. And it was the final lesson that brought me to my complete transformation. And what a beautiful time of year to have this lesson. At Christmas time, when it can be really hard for a lot of reasons for different people. And so in my situation, I've always been a caregiver. That's just my personality. That's who I am. My self-value comes from how much I can help you. That's the case in my career. That's the case in my personal life. And it's easy for me to give love and harder for me to receive it, harder for me to accept it. And so, and we talked a little bit about this, that whole, I don't know, having to be all things to everyone. Worthiness, probably, I don't feel worthy of it. I feel like I didn't do anything to deserve it. And so there's this whole level of expectation and deservedness and worthiness that comes with love, which shouldn't be there. It shouldn't be there on the giving end or the receiving end. And that's where some of our struggles come from, because we're not being unconditional in that love of others or love of self. So for example, our kids, we want them to do something, and if they do that thing, then they get this reward. It's not that we love them more or less based on it, but it can be received that way. It can feel like I'm not getting that attention because I didn't do something I didn't do it right, or I wasn't enough to receive that. And so taking out expectation, taking out conditions that if you do this, then I will love you. And we don't say it that way, but that's what we mean when we put expectations. I've recently been reminded that not everybody in my house has the same dream. And so I have to remember my dreams are my dreams, and I can't feel unloved or give less love because my expectation is for you to do whatever helps me with my dream, right? So that's on the giving and receiving end of unconditional love. We know the commandment, love one another as I have loved you, right? We know that we're to love our neighbor. We know that it's a commandment, and that's an expectation. And so again, I think it's easier for me to have unconditional love or compassion for people that I don't even know, like you, because I don't have any expectation. It's your journey. I'm a guide. I'm helping you. I'm teaching you. I'm just helping out. But with my kids or my husband, it comes back more personally, and it just doesn't feel, it feels more conditional because you have skin in the game. So to find that balance has been a challenge for me, to realize when I'm being conditional and to knock it off, to offer that same unconditional, and I don't know how to say it because it's not, I don't have any expectations for my family. I do, but to detach myself from from being disappointed because they didn't do something. That doesn't mean I don't love them. That doesn't mean they don't love me. So I guess taking action out of love, and same the conditions out of love. And the other part of that is our self-love. And really recognizing the tapes that you're running in your head. Because if you talked to your best friend the way you talk to yourself, then you probably wouldn't have a best friend. And you are your best friend. You have to have that self-respect, that self-worth. You have to. Because how is your body going to find that congruence between who you were born to be, who is perfect, who is divine, who is exactly the way you need to be, and then your body that you're beating up? You're talking about how, in my situation, I felt betrayed by my body. I was angry at my body. I'm like, how can you let me down like this? I've taken care of you. How can you, I've not been a drug addict, an alcoholic. I'm not doing things that are intentionally harmful to my body. Why are you attacking yourself? I was really angry. and felt really betrayed by my body, that's not healthy. I can look back on it now and I can see, wow, that's not love. It's betrayal. It's resentment. And so when I forgave myself, when I learned to take that perspective and recognize that my body wasn't betraying me, my body was trying to save me from my lifestyle. My body was trying to tell me to listen to my spirit. And my spirit was so quiet, and it had been so, it was just so blocked out by all the noise of the world, by all the should-haves and could-haves, and it just, I wasn't able to hear my spirit. And my mind was just running trash constantly. It was just running trash. Whether it's, the news, the self-hate, the negative self-talk, self-deprecation, comparison, judgment, trash, 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 trash. No wonder my body had to yell and scream and have a fit. No wonder my body had to attack itself and say, hey, you are missing the boat, lady. You are missing the big picture. You've got to love yourself. You've got to love your family. You've got to love your Creator, your Savior. You got to love your community, because that's all that matters. When you fix that, when you love yourself, the congruence happens. It happens. It's effortless. When you fix your mind and you are running love tape of how much you love your body for giving you those early warning signs, how much you love your family for putting up with the pain, the frustration, that in my situation comes out as anger to them or frustration to them. Why can't you see what I feel? Why can't you see what I feel? Anybody else feel that way to their kids or their husband? Why can't you see what I feel? Well, because they can't. For me, my hack for this has been that prayer again, to reach out and say, Father, help me see in them what you see. Because if I can see them as he sees them, I can love them. If I can see in me what he sees in me, I can love me. So it's by far the hardest for me. It's been by far the hardest of the lessons to learn. And you can tell I'm still doing it. You can tell the ones that are still a work in progress. But they're so much farther than they were before. And 2020, the year of love, has really put it to the test. To love everyone unconditionally, regardless of their attitudes, their limiting beliefs, their anger, their ignorance. their fear, to love unconditionally. Sorry about that. So, like I said, forgiveness starts with you. Love starts with you. Then once you have it for yourself and you fix the tapes, then you can give it, right? I'm going to end with this. Sometimes, this is from chapter 8 at the end, and this is what I want to end with. Sometimes I still find myself falling short. Maybe you do too. But I feel that living with autoimmune diseases has blessed me to understand my limitations. When you truly cannot get out of bed, when you truly have a chronic pain, and when you are angry and frustrated because you feel like your body has let you down. I think having some of those emotions and experiences has given me more gratitude and more selflessness to love others where they are. Accept people with whatever limitations they have and give grace for doing the best you can. Honestly, that's all any of us can do. And that's what I want to close with. Next week, we're not done. We've just laid out the roadmap. The journey continues. We have a new week or a new year ahead of us. It will have its challenges. They all do, right? Hopefully it won't be quite the same as what we've been enduring, but I really do want you to understand that unconditional love of yourself, and to understand that when you get that straight, the congruence falls into line and we can thrive. Doesn't make it easy. It's not a magic bullet, but I think it is the secret sauce. So I'll see you next week. We're going to start living wow, and we're going to start living loud, because sad is super loud and it's drowning out all of our wow. So as we continue to transform, continue to thrive in our autoimmune, I hope that you'll take this and pass this on to somebody that you know. If you haven't already brought them in on your journey, now's a good time to do it. Now you know what the whole map looks like. Say, come on and join us. It doesn't matter when. It doesn't matter that we're already, 2020 is behind us now and we're looking at the new year. Now's the perfect time, right? Fresh start. They can just pick up with video 1, and maybe you need to start it again. It took me 5 years. Maybe you need some repetition. If you're as hard-headed as I am, you might need some repetition. Start it over again, and just get those reminders until it's drilled in and you've got it. Again, reach out to me. You've got my contact information. Don't hesitate to reach out. Let me know where you're at. Let me know when you hit a pitfall. Let me know when you have a celebration. And for sure, let me know when you get through that chrysalis and you're busting out and you're flying like a butterfly. All right? I love you all. I love you. I love who you are and who you were created to be. And I am excited that you have allowed me and blessed my life to bless yours.